Good evening. Members of the public are encouraged to participate in meetings by, one, accessing the webcast at www.cityofclovis.com/agendas, two, providing written comments at the same website, three, participating by phone, or four, coming to the City Council meeting in person. Silence. You know, this is my last meeting presiding, so I guess I'm one more, but this is the full one. So I guess I'm a little nervous. I'll call the meeting.
Yeah, you're still kind of new at this. This is kind of warming up here.
I'll call the meeting to order, and the flag salute will be led by Mayor Pro Tem Ashbeck.
Please join me in saluting our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Will the clerk call the roll, please?
Councilmember Ashbeck. Here. Councilmember Bessinger.
Here.
Councilmember Monuzwa.
Here.
Councilmember Whalen.
Here.
And Mayor Flores.
And I'm here. Ordinances and resolutions. With respect to the approval of resolutions and ordinances, the reading of the title shall be deemed a motion to waive a reading of the complete resolution or ordinance, and unless there is a request by a council member that the resolution or ordinance be read in full, further reading of the resolution or ordinance shall be deemed waived by unanimous consent of the council. We'll pass on to consent calendar. Items considered routine in nature are to be placed upon the consent calendar. They will all be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item, unless a council member requests individual consideration. Council members' vote in favor of the consent calendar is considered and recorded as separate affirmative votes in favor of each action listed. Motions in favor of adoption of the consent calendar are deemed to include a motion to waive the reading of any ordinance or resolution on the consent calendar. For adoption of ordinances, only those that have received a unanimous vote upon introduction are considered consent items. Is there any council member wishing to pull an item from the consent calendar for consideration? No? Anybody from the public wishing to pull an item from the consent calendar? Seeing none here. Carrie, anybody on the web?
No.
Okay.
I'll move for approval.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And so the motion passes unanimously. Next item is presentation and proclamation. Presentation and proclamation recognizing Betsy Sandoval for her years of service to the Clovis Unified School District. And who will be reading that? Huh? I got it. I'll do the honors. One retiree to the next. Betsy has been a person that has dedicated her life, one, to her family, but her second family was Clovis Unified School District. And both the school district and the city of Clovis have had this partnership for years and years. We hold very similar values, and it's no wonder that they do with so little, so much, and the product they produce with our children is that of excellence. And one person that deserves a lot of the credit over many, many years is Betsy Sandoval. So let me read this proclamation. Honoring Elizabeth Betsy Sandoval, who, as Mrs. Elizabeth Betsy Sandoval, is a longtime resident of Clovis, attending Weldon Elementary and Clovis Grammar Schools before graduating from Clovis High School in 1958. Betsy and her husband, Sam, raised 3 children who attended Clovis Unified Schools, in which all 3 returned to work for the school district, and 6 grandchildren have graduated from the district. And whereas her love for the community and desire to serve the students, families, and employees of Clovis Unified inspired her to run for the governing board in 1981. She served until 1993, and then again from 1996 until today. And whereas she has served on the California School Board Association Delegate Assembly since 1998, and as a member of the nominating committee of validator for Golden Bell Awards, and served on the Policy Platform Committee. And whereas Mrs. Sandoval has served as an officer of the governing board on multiple occasions, including 4 terms as elected president, 6 terms as clerk, and 4 terms as vice president. And whereas Betsy Sandoval is a model of civic responsibility to students and routinely encourages civic learning opportunities for students and collaboration between Clovis Unified and the City of Clovis by serving as a joint subcommittee with Clovis City Council members for decades. And whereas her commitment to promoting career technical education for students led her service on the board of directors for the Center for Advanced Research and Technology for multiple terms. And whereas throughout her tenure on the governing board and in every aspect of her life in the Clovis Unified community, Mrs. Sandoval has modeled a commitment to others above self and the high standards and core values that have epitomized Clovis Unified over its history. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Clovis City Council, on behalf of its citizens, does honor and celebrate the retirement of Elizabeth Betsy Sandoval. Betsy and I went to the same grammar school, Weldon Warriors.
If you could just present it, I'll take it to her daughter.
Okay. It's a tradition here in Clovis for people who have made a great impact on our city to honor them with a Clovis City street sign. And today we'd like to honor you with this humble little gift. You can hang in your office. In front of your house.
You could, but we wouldn't recommend that. Why don't you, do you guys want to come up and help? Or her daughter and son in there. Come on.
Can we get a photo?
Want to go down? Betsy, can we take a photo with you?
Want to go down?
Yeah, let's go down.
On the sidewalk, I guess it goes in. Small.
Moving on to item 14, council items. Consider approval of First Amendment to City Manager's Employment Agreements, and staff member presenting will be Shauna Halterman.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. The agenda item before you tonight is for approval of the First Amendment to the City Manager's Employment Agreement. The amendment would be effective January 1st, 2023, and would move the City Manager from Step 1 to Step 2 of the salary schedule. He would have a monthly salary of $21,112 and an annual salary of $253,344. In addition, the city manager would receive the same benefit package as the other members of the executive staff, such as insurance, vacation, sick leave, et cetera. I am open for any questions.
Questions for Shauna from the council? Anyone wishing to comment on this item in the public here present? No? On the web?
No.
I'll bring it back to council. Yep.
Give it a try.
The people move.
I move that we accept the First Amendment to the City Manager Employment Agreement.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. So it's very unanimous with 6 votes. Thank you.
All right. I'm in charge now.
Now you're in charge.
Well, it says right now, my name's right there, so I get to do this one. So we're going to shift gears a little bit here for our next couple of items. And tonight, I wish you all came, this many people every Monday night, but that doesn't happen. So, but we are here to honor 2 outgoing council members, Councilmember Whalen and Mayor Flores. So it's a like Betsy's transition, right? There's a time and there's a season, and it's very bittersweet. So with Bob and Joe, we are losing 40-some years of institutional knowledge. We are looking forward to the new knowledge and perspectives that our council members have, but we cannot underestimate the impact that you all have had. So let's see if we can orchestrate this a little bit. We're going to start with some proclamations to Mayor Flores and to Mr. Whalen, and I think you have Mayor Flores. All right, so Drew, please.
Thank you, Lynn. It is my honor and my pleasure to present a proclamation to my friend and my colleague, Joe Flores. It just seems like just last week we were running a campaign to get you elected the first time. City Clovis proclamation honoring Jose Joe Flores for 24 years of public service. Whereas Councilmember Jose Flores has been a major part of making Clovis what it is today for over 24 years. And whereas in 1999, Councilmember Flores was elected to the Clovis City Council, in which he has served 6 consecutive terms and is a 3-time mayor. And whereas Councilmember Flores has served on various League of Cities committees, Rotary clubs, Latino Water Coalition, North Kings Groundwater Sustainability Agency, California State University Fresno Criminology Advisory Committee, and the City of Clovis and Clovis Unified District Subcommittee. And whereas Councilmember Flores' numerous accomplishments are too vast to last, but to name just a few, he was involved with or spearheaded the city's Research and Technology Park, the Clovis Police and Fire Headquarters, Public Utilities Corporation Yard, and Miss Winkle's Pet Adoption Center, Fire Stations 1, 4, 5, and 6, the Surface Water Treatment Plant, and the Water Reuse Facility. These are places that have added great value to our community. It is nearly impossible to reflect on any significant contribution in our city over the last 24 years without seeing Joe's influence. Whereas Councilmember Flores continues to serve as the Chief of Police for State Center Community College District Police Department, while Joe's retirement from the Clovis City Council is indeed the end of an era, it is not the end of his influence, because he is going to continue to be active in our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Clovis City Council, on behalf of the citizens of Clovis, does hereby recognize and honor Jose Joe Flores. In witness thereof, we hereunto set our hands and cause the official seal of the City of Clovis to be affixed this 5th day of August, signed the remainder of the council. Mayor Pro Tem Ashbeck, yours truly, Councilmember Von Guanatua, and Bob Whalen. And here is your proclamation, sir. Thank you. And just something from me personally, so that we know that Joe is the mayor.
So would you like to receive all of your accolades, then speak at the end of all of your accolades?
Let's do that.
All right, so, Vaughn, could you please read the proclamation for Mr. Whalen?
And it is my honor to read this proclamation to the then mayor when I first came on the council, so really my first mayor. This is the City of Clovis proclamation honoring Bob Whalen for 20 years of public service. Whereas Councilmember Bob Whalen has been a major part of making Clovis what it is today for over 20 years. And whereas in 2003, Councilmember Whalen was elected to the Clovis City Council, in which he has served 5 consecutive terms and is a 2-time mayor. And whereas Councilmember Whalen has served on the League of California Cities Public Safety Committee, San Joaquin College of Law Board of Directors, Clovis Salvation Army Board of Advisors, and Fresno County Council of Governments Policy Board. And whereas Councilmember Whalen's numerous accomplishments are too vast to list, but to name a few, he was involved with or spearheaded Clovis's vast trail system, the city's Research and Technology Park, Clovis Police and Fire Department headquarters, the Public Utilities Corporation Yard, the Miss Winkle's Pet Adoption Center, Fire Stations 1, 4, 5, and 6, the Surface Water Treatment Plant, and the Water Reuse Facility. These are all places that have added great value to this community. It is nearly impossible to reflect on any significant contribution in our city over the last 20 years without seeing his influence. And whereas Councilmember Whalen is a judge-elect of the Superior Court of Fresno County in California, where he will assume office on January 2nd, 2023, while Councilmember Whalen's retirement from the Clovis City Council is indeed the end of an era, it is not the end of his influence because he continues to be active in our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Clovis City Council, on behalf of the citizens of Clovis, does hereby recognize and honor Bob Whalen, and it is signed on this 5th day of December 2022 by our Mayor Jose Flores, Mayor Pro Tem Lynn Ashbeck, Councilmember Drew Bessinger, and myself. Congratulations, Bob.
All right, so I'm trying not to cry. So next, we would like to present to Mayor Flores and Councilmember Whalen your official, suitable for framing, City of Clovis plaque for your years of service. So maybe I'll do these honors myself. So the first one, oh my gosh, they're way a ton. The first we'll give to Mayor Joe Flores. And what it outlines is his service from March 1999 as a council member to the mayor, to the council member, to the mayor, to the council member, to the mayor, in appreciation for dedicated service to the citizens of the City of Clovis, California. So this really just is another way to commemorate all that you've done and all that Drew shared with you in your proclamation. So for you, my friend, one plaque. Yep. And you can be surprised, too, because you got one, too. Just when you're so surprised. And this is a plaque for Bob, council member beginning in March 2003. Bob got his local government feet wet on the Save Mart at Willow and Nees, as I recall. He came to this council somewhere in 2001. The mayor, council member, and council member through December of 2022, and it also says, in appreciation for dedicated service to the citizens of the City of Clovis, California. Thank you. I'd like to now invite, I saw Mark Blackney here. I think you have something from Congresswoman Conway, if I'm not mistaken, since we're in the proclamation mode. Mark? Welcome. We don't want it, believe us. Thank you for that.
It's a great honor to be here tonight. Sermon teacher, that's why I am asked to recognize Bob Whalen and Jose Flores for the many years of hard work and love for our community and for serving the Clovis way of life. I want to thank you, my children thank you, and my grandsons thank you. Take care.
That's nice.
By the way, these are resolutions from Congresswoman Bonnie Conway, recognizing your husband.
Nice. That's so cool. That's so cool. Thank you, Mark, for being here. And our regards to the Congresswoman, please. Next up, Supervisor Magzig, would you like to make a presentation? You know, you weren't here, so I tried to get Nathan to sit back down in your seat, but he said no.
Follow directions, and since this is being broadcast. So, it's interesting standing here today, here at the lectern, and I want to say to both Bob and Jose, I'm very proud of both of you. The memories that we got to share together are many, and I'm going to actually share some of them so the audience can laugh at you and we can laugh together. But I do have two proclamations as well, which were signed by our Board of Supervisors, and that's pretty unique because, as you know, the Board of Supervisors, we're always fighting one another, and it's very difficult for us to work to, wait a minute, that's a different body, never mind. What I love about being here today and being from the county of Fresno is I miss Harry Armstrong always talking about, you know, that community to the west, and now I work right in downtown to that community to the west. But as I think back to the many memories, Bob, you and I going to Monterey and running together to Lover's Point, those were memories that I will not soon forget.
Could you elaborate on that?
My first kiss.
And I always appreciated the fact, everything that you did, you put your heart and soul into it. And while I was just a little bit younger than you, I had to work 10 times harder just to maybe edge you out by a nose when we would go out and run together. And so I have memories from the first time that you ran, when you and your wife came over to our house, to the very difficult task you had when you came on the board, when we were looking at trying to site a sewer plant, and whether or not that was something that was in the best interest of the city of Clovis. But regardless of the opposition, you always were fair and just. You would always weigh the information and take a look and make a decision that you believed was in the best interest of the city of Clovis. And it's a rarity to have an elected official that's willing to put their reputation on the line, but always do what they believe is in the best interest of the citizens, and you've done that. You also are very kind-hearted and someone who loves the Lord. And while you don't always wear that on your sleeve, which is important, you do demonstrate that with your actions. And I got to see that when you were mayor and, of course, spoke at the mayor's breakfast, and some, kind words that you would pour out to other people. So your very loving heart was apparent, and I appreciate you being a light to the world. So you know exactly what that means. And my dear friend, Jose Flores, when I first got elected to this board, I was young, and you kind of grabbed me behind the ears and shepherded me around. And this is the only man that I have ever sang with at a school. And we were known here in Clovis of just making fools of ourselves wherever we went, but we would go out and sing La Bamba. And maybe later tonight we can sing that again.
Do we dare ask for a rendition?
Don't tempt me.
I'd love to tempt you.
I don't have my guitar.
So you and Shelley, of course, to me and Julie, you to this day continue to be mentors of ours and very good friends. But one of the things that I've always appreciated about you, Jose, is the fact that you two are a very strong-willed individual. And I can remember people who lived in the county areas coming up saying that, where's my Clovis way of life? And you'd be like, you live in the county. You don't live in the city of Clovis. You got to go talk to your supervisor. And I appreciated that about you. I also appreciated the fact that as Clovis has grown, you've led the city from, I think when you first got on the council, the city was about 67,000 people, and today we're approaching 130,000 people. And rarely can a city double in size and keep its character. You spearheaded the effort to start things which this city never had in the past, and that's where the city and the school district, Clovis Unified School District, worked together and would meet regularly. I think it was quarterly, and you started those things. And you were always fair and balanced, a great family man, a great mentor to your sons, a great mentor to your daughter, and I'm honored to call you my friend. So as I stand here today, my heart breaks a little bit for the fact that I have good friends that are leaving this board, but I'm excited too because your story is not done. Jose, you're still working, and of course, Bob, you're going to become a judge, and I shared with you earlier, I hope to never be in your courtroom with you because that would be a bad thing for me, but congratulations to both of you. I don't need to read these proclamations, but know that it's got all 5 members of the Board of Supervisors' signature on it. We appreciate your efforts. And to me, I'm very proud of the city of Clovis because the city of Clovis is the standard. When you take a look at all the 480 cities across the state of California, the city of Clovis is always separate and apart, and it's because of wise decisions that all of you have made through the decades. So thank you for that, and congratulations.
Those stories were pretty mild. They could have been so much worse.
Lynn, can I do a quick presentation?
You bet.
I also got one of these for Bob. Unfortunately, I spelled his name incorrectly, so get it back to me and I'll take care of it. But on one side, it says Robert Whalen, Superior Court Judge, when you're feeling judgmental.
Which is always.
And the other one says Bob Whalen, Clovis City Council.
so awesome.
When you're feeling political.
That's cool. When aren't you feeling judgmental? Just kidding. All right, moving on. So I have this is from me too. So I joined the board of the Clovis Historical Society. I encourage you all to join. It's like $10 for heaven's sakes. But this was a packing label from the John Antonio packing house called Clovis Best. So with love to you from me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And to you from me, along with Bob got an extra bonus because he was particularly aggravating to me last year over chickens. So Bob now has his own socks. I'm sorry, Nancy. Don't let him wear them. But anyway, so wear these and think of me, and the answer is no. On chickens. So that's from me to you guys with love. All right, the festivities continue, and Santa hasn't even come yet. This is awesome. So next, we would like to present to I guess we can do them simultaneously, to both of our friends and colleagues, to Joe and to Bob, a small something from the city of Clovis. And Bob, we used to tease Bob that he would run on the trail by the trail counter just to watch the number go up. So I imagine he still is going to do that. But you might have passed by this statue on your run occasionally. So from the entire city of Clovis, with love and gratitude for your service, staff has gotten you a small, awesome. Oh my God, it weighs a ton, statue for you.
Thank you.
Yep. And a statue for you. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can have one too. So, Bob, the counter will continue to rise, and just don't go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's really not okay. And then finally, in the earlier tradition that you saw with our friend Betsy Sandoval, Scott, where are you? from the team in Public Utilities.
Good evening, Council. So it's a pretty awesome opportunity to be here from the Public Utilities Department amongst all the dignitaries. So this is kind of the smaller part of the bigger thing going on here. At least I feel it's been amazing to work with this council, the members that are still on it and the members that are leaving. Unfortunately, because their leadership and what they've helped us accomplish is tremendous, especially from a public utilities kind of point of view. I'm just looking at everything's already been mentioned, but I'm going to mention it again for public utilities: the corporation yard, the surface water treatment plant, and the reclaim facility, the sewage treatment plant reclaim facility. Those the foresight and the leadership to get us to build those, and the design and construction and getting those done, those are just tremendous accomplishments. And I know, and I sit, well, I don't sit on the board with Mayor Flores or Councilmember Whalen, but they've both been on the board of the North Kings GSA. And it's a tremendous opportunity to have worked with them, to support them on that, and the big decisions with the Groundwater Sustainability Agency. And so all I can say is hats off to you. Thank you. Thank you for your mentorship, your leadership, and everything you've done for the city. And with that, I'm going to hand both of these to you at the same time, if that's okay. We have Mayor Flores Boulevard, and this is the good one, Councilmember Whalen Court.
Bob, that'll look good behind the bench.
Put it in front of the bench.
They make sure they know whose court it is.
So I think at this point, I would offer the floor to Mayor Flores. Would you like to comment? Make a few comments? Don't cry, though. I don't want to cry.
No, I'm not. Now you're going to make me cry. No. It's been a great honor serving the people of Clovis. Drew's correct. It was a short 24 years ago that I thought I could help Clovis, and I sought friends for support, and Drew was one of them. He was president of the POA, and we discovered that we are like twins separated at birth. But he's the negative, or we're the negative, and he's a positive, I don't know. But yin and yang, we lived a parallel life, and so thank you for your gifts. But, you know, words can't express the honor and the privilege I've had to be here for as long as I was. It's almost 24 years, six elections. But it was my time to go. And the voters of Clovis placed a lot of trust in me. And I hope I didn't disappoint over the years. As Nathan said, we've almost doubled the size of Clovis in the time I've been here. And what we wanted to do is keep that small town feeling of Clovis. And I think we've accomplished it. I've had the privilege of working with a great team on the council on this dais, with Harry Armstrong, Tom Stearns, Pat Wynn, Bob Waterston, Nathan Magzik, Lynn, Bob Whalen, Drew Bessinger, and our newest guy, Long Moanatua. And it seems like every time a new council member comes on and we sit here on the dais, that we gel very quickly, and we love the work we do, and we think of the future. We don't think of what we can do for tomorrow or the next date, but it's what we can accomplish for 30 years. I was telling the media that, you know, they asked me what was your greatest accomplishment. I too said it was water. It was that sewage plant and that water reclamation and everything we've done with the water. A city can't grow without having a sustainable water source, and I think we've done a great job as a council to ensure that Clovis has all the water it needs in this desert, and so those are some of my partnership with Clovis Unified. We quickly, at least I quickly acknowledge, and we quickly acknowledge that they come to Clovis because it's a clean, safe city, but people want to come to Clovis because their kids will be educated, and the product they produce, I'm one of them, and I think some of us are here, and there's a whole bunch of Clovis graduates here. All my kids graduated from Clovis schools, Clovis High, and that partnership has been tremendous here, that we can work side by side in this symbiotic relationship we have, and it's been a pleasure working with their staff and their administrations over the years. I'm honored to have been part of this great organization that is the City of Clovis, with all the different administrators that have come through here, from Kathy Millison to Wooley to Luke, Serpa, and now John. So I've outlasted most of these guys. So but it's time for me to go. I want to thank Shelley, my wife, she's right there in the front, and our children, Joe, Miguel, and Milena. They've been very supportive. Every Monday when I'm not there, they've been great. And actually, Shelley has always been part of my experience here, going to all these functions throughout the city, the county, and the state. And so there's a lot of sacrifices I know my family had to endure because of what I wanted to do in leadership, and they've done a great job. And I want to congratulate the new electeds, Matt, where's Matt? Matt was, oh, Matt had to leave. Matt Baxo and Diane Pierce. I think the voters have been smart over the years I've been here, 24 years. They elected me. So, you know they were smart, but no, they elected everybody up here, and they haven't disappointed. None of us have disappointed. And I'm sure that the new council members will not disappoint, and they will gel with this on this dais for the betterment of Clovis. And it's my hometown. I was born and raised just a block or two away from here, and I've seen Clovis grow tremendously in my almost 64 years, and it's from a small rural town to what it is today. And I do agree that we are the standard out there. Every one of us here has exemplified that leadership, and people seek our knowledge. People, other council members from throughout the valley, are our guidance, the guidance of our staff. And it's great to know that I've participated in this great organization, but there was a time, Ben said it earlier, it's very biblical. There's a season for, there's also a 60s song, isn't it? Turn to. There's a time for every season, and it's my turn to retire from the dais. I'm not retiring from politics, but just this dais. I'm still working full-time for those ladies over there as their chief of police, so I thank them for being here. I thank all of you for being here and honoring Bob and I, because I know that both of us have done this work from the heart, and we're not done yet. We're still going to be, I've been a public servant since 79, I believe. And so I will continue my work serving the public until God says it's time to go. So it's not farewell. It's just I'm going to do different things. I'll always be here in Clovis, and if things go bad here, I'll come and stand over there and make sure that things are corrected. I think I leave you in good hands, and I couldn't be prouder of the new council. And with that, I say goodbye as your mayor and as your city council member. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Well, there's always a risk when Bob gets the microphone. Santa will be here in 15 minutes, so do you think you could not talk for 15 minutes?
I'll give it a shot.
I'm just kidding.
I'll give it a shot.
Mr. Whalen.
Thank you. I guess I just want to first thank the citizens of the city of Clovis. Obviously, we couldn't serve unless we were elected to serve, and that they put their faith in us by voting for us is humbling. Initially, it felt like it was an honor, but then as you start to serve, you realize who you are and what your weaknesses are, and you say, I don't deserve to be in this position making these difficult decisions. So it is humbling. And yet, despite the fact that we've kind of made our way through, and maybe we've made a few mistakes along the way, I would like to think that over time we've navigated through some of the challenges that we've had reasonably successfully. And folks continue to vote for us, and so I'm thankful for the citizens of the city of Clovis continuing to put their faith in us. I'd like to thank council staff. You guys are top notch. I want to miss you. I feel like sometimes I was hard on you. I feel like sometimes maybe Harry was harder. But you always came through and you took it so professionally. And the challenges that we laid down for you when we would come up with a policy, you would execute the policy so well and thoughtfully and considerately of the citizens as well as what the council directives were. So I'm really going to miss all of you. You've been amazing. To my colleagues on the council, I've got gifts for you. It was just, as we were starting the meeting, I started to realize this is going to be the last time I get to work through some stuff with you. And just a little bit, I was looking at Drew and I was just smiling at him. I don't know why if he knew I was smiling at him, but whenever we have the consent calendar, it's always Lynn who makes the motion and Drew who seconds. And it's just like, it's like clockwork. And I just love that consistency. It's a small thing, but it was really fun to kind of just live it one more time. I remember the Walmart meetings that we had going until 2 o'clock in the morning, and there were so many people that were participating that we had to be over in the Veterans Memorial District, and it was kind of a baptism by fire for me as mayor, and learned a lot. And you guys have always kind of been there as a council generally, and then with the new additions, it's really been fun to get to know you well. I believe that friendships are built as a result of shared experiences. We've had our share over the years, and you are my friends, and you will always be my friends. I do have gifts for you because I felt like this was really overwhelming, and my gifts are not going to come anywhere near what it is that you have provided, but I've got something for you here.
It's not a pardon, it's about...
Is it Aristotle this time? The last gift he gave us was a book by...
it was Plato's Republic.
Plato's. Yes, Plato.
Right, yes. So they're all going to be very educated in the classics as a result, because I'm sure that they've read it both in English and in Greek. So This first gift is for Vong. I've opened it for you. I hope you don't mind. It's a magnifying glass. Now, I give this to Vong because as soon as he got on the council, we would start going through some significant staff reports, and Vong would inevitably say, on footnote number 3 on page 142 of like a 260-page report, I have this question. And then he would ask this question of staff, and staff would know the answer to the question. But I want this magnifying glass to symbolize how much I really appreciated the thoroughness with which you prepare yourself for these council meetings. And so you are a great asset to the community, so that's for you. Okay, so this is for Drew. We went to Monterey once, and the mayor gets to pick the location where we get to eat when we're over there in Monterey. This is for a League of California Cities event, and so we'll have a dinner together. And Drew, when he had the opportunity to choose, he chose this German restaurant in Monterey. And I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like the worst food ever, right? So Drew is very proud of his German heritage, and he'll go to Germany every once in a while. And so I'm opening this for you as well. This is Weihen Stefaner. It is the premium Bava Ricum of some kind. It's a beer. But I want you to know that I chose it because I was impressed that it said it was brewed under the purity law of 1516. So I don't know if it's a good beer. I know it's better than the German food that we had at that restaurant. Okay. Did you? Oh, I thought you were opening it. This is for Jose. Jose, I'm going to open yours too. This is a Starbucks gift card to Jose. Now, you know, everybody gives Starbucks gift cards, but Jose and I have a special relationship that we've developed as a result of Starbucks. Because there was this one time I was kind of mean, and I said some stuff I probably shouldn't have said. And so Jose, he calls me up and he says, I think we need to get together for a cup of coffee. And so we went to Starbucks, and we had a great conversation, and he let me know how he felt about what it is that I had said. And I loved that you reached out to me and that you did that. So, you know, feel free to use the Starbucks card, but I hope that you'll remember the Starbucks card, particularly as your ability to kind of reach out to people and work through some reconciliation, because you did that, and I'm thankful for you for doing that. Oh, that would have been good. Why didn't I think of that?
Because your wife loves me too much.
All right. So this is for Lynn. This one I can just give to you. You can open it. There's no real big story to it. It's just that you wanted one of these for a long time.
No way.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I think it's this. Oh, I got my very own Wayland public shirt. Is that what it says?
Public house.
Public house.
Yes, but
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. But there's no story that goes with that one. It's just that you wanted that one.
I've been nagging you about. I've been nagging you.
You have been. You have been. So I got other gifts for you that have stories. So I hope I can give you this one without you being too mad. So.
Nancy. Kiss me.
So whenever we have the mayor's breakfast, sitting up next to us in front of the hall are the Clovis Rodeo Queen, and then also Miss Clovis. And Lynn always gets so mad because she doesn't have a tiara to wear like they do. So, I want you to know, are you mad?
No.
Okay, good. I want you to know.
Does it matter? If I
A little bit. I'd still do it, but it wouldn't matter. So I got you not just one tiara, but 6 tiaras in case you happen to lose them. That's for you. I've got one other gift for you. You should.
That's a no.
Okay, so this other gift, actually, you should have received a long, long time ago when I first got on the council. Because when I first got on the council, immediately you started to say how much I talk, just like you did before I went into my 10-minute, at least, dissertation, saying goodbye. So, just in case you ever see me again and I start to talk.
Just in case, like I might not see you?
Well, if I start to talk too much, you'll see me again, but if I happen to start to talk too much, I've got you the original duct tape that you can put over my mouth.
Nancy, would you like to borrow this?
And just to make sure, I've got 2 other tapes for you, so that if you run out, because you probably will because I talk too much, you've got those as well. So, I love you. All right. And then, Carrie, is it okay to put that photo up that I was saving for council comments? Thank you.
Oh.
So, this is the hard part. Like Jose said, public service comes with a lot of private sacrifice. And this is Jackie May in 2003, and now she is 21 years old. And there are times when being a council member requires you to spend time away from your family. And we would try really hard to kind of encourage participation, like we talked about the Monterey trip. We were able to bring them to Monterey. But there were a lot of nights when I wasn't able to do that. And so I missed out on some stuff, both with Jackie and also with Nancy. Thank you. So I want to thank them because I couldn't have done this without you. And I hope I can make up the lost time in some way. So I love you both. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you to you both. So I think what I'd like to do now is, that was a little elf in my ear that said 7 o'clock is when Santa's coming. So I think what we might do is, I know Vong and Drew and I would like to make some comments, I suspect, about Joe and Bob. And so maybe if we could start our next meeting, since they will join us for the opening of our next meeting, we could speak to them then. And then we could adjourn now to see Santa. Is there any public comment? Again, we can come back after Santa, but we do need to go outside. So maybe we should take public comment afterwards. We do have to, Santa, we can't make Santa wait. Santa does not wait well. So is that okay? Or you can come back next week as well. But, so if that's okay, do you want to adjourn or do you want to recess and come back?
Recess and come back.
Recess and come back? Those of you that want to comment, will you stick around after Santa? All right, so let's take a recess and let's go check out Santa, and we'll be back momentarily. Oh, yes, who he might not care if you're late. Those are great, Bob.
Really overwhelming. That's right. Thank you.
Good thing you brought a bag.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
Bob, just give that back to me and I'll get it fixed. I'll have it back to you later this week.
Thank you very much.
will you come back after Shanta? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, John just said we have to go, so otherwise I would have kept going. Okay, all right. I know, that'd be like, are you guys gonna stay in here? Somebody will stay? All right, let's go see.
I'm guessing there's not too many people.
That's all right. So we are going to reconvene this meeting at this moment. Yes, Mr. Holt? And so we that was a lot of fun, and we had Santa. That's pretty awesome. So we'll open the public comment, and then we'll come back to the council members, okay? So are there members in the public? Dawn, you wanted to come up here. So we'll take public comment now. Okay, all right. And Dr. O'Brien? Can you push the button? Push the red button.
This one, the one that says on off. Representing the Clovis Veterans Memorial District, Tom Wright is the chairman. I am the vice chairman, and we would like to make a very short presentation to both Joe and Bob. There's a tradition that we have of presenting a challenge coin representing excellence, and not just excellence, but the expectation of continuing that excellence in the future. So we would like to make that presentation. And Tom, perhaps you have a word or two to say as well.
I'm a Weldon graduate too, so we always have something to say. As I was listening to the comments tonight, and I don't want to be an afterthought and prolong this, but a couple of things that became clear is you're honoring Betsy and you're honoring your outgoing council members. The thing that makes Clovis special at all levels is people who live the values, not just talk about them. And I think Councilman Whalen and Councilman Flores, you guys live the values of this community, and we appreciate it. The significance of the challenge coin is it's always presented in a handshake. So we're going to come and present you with a handshake and say thank you on behalf of the veterans community and the Clovis community as well for your service here.
Emer, please.
Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to speak. I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone tonight. I'm so happy to see our outgoing board member, Betsy Sandoval, honored so beautifully by the board tonight. And I also just want to pay my homage to all of you, but especially to you, our two outgoing city council members. A couple of thoughts. I remember when I became superintendent back in 2017, Bob, you were the mayor, and I went to the mayor's breakfast, and I hope you don't mind, but I've stolen a quote from that breakfast. I think I've used it every year at my breakfast, but I always give you credit. I'm just making sure you know. And I think it was a C.S. Lewis quote, but it was, change is not progress if you lose your core. I'm sure you remember using that. And I don't come bearing gifts, but I am going to give you a different kind of gift. I want to say that I don't think we should ever take for granted the relationship we have between the city and the school district. And we have met many times over the years and continue to meet, and we have a subcommittee, and then we have our total meeting, and we've always been in sync. And I think it's because of, you know, what is at the heart of that quote, is that we get that, you know, as somebody said earlier in the meeting, the city has doubled in size, and you were saying that, Nathan, and our district continues to grow, and we continue to change. I mean, we have CTE pathways, and we've all sorts of things that we didn't have 20 years ago. But we haven't lost our core. And our core, of course, speaks to our core values and what we stand for and how we live it, like Tom was just saying. And so I just want to say to you that something that is happening in Clovis Unified that we initiated a few years ago and is very much getting the support of our foundation is building leaders the Clovis Unified way, or building leaders the Clovis way. And what this is a very intentional initiative to keep the core values of the district center at everything we do, so that as we get bigger, we're the 14th largest school district in the state, and we're very large. We have about 7,000 employees. And so as we get bigger, we are committed to keeping the core values like our city of Clovis has been doing. So I know it's very important to all of you, you outgoing members, and those of you who are staying, and also some of our new members from the audience tonight. I think it's really important we all know that we're all on the same page, and that we recognize that it is something very worthwhile preserving and being very intentional about. And I just wanted to say thank you for all the years of collaboration, and just great collaboration, and supporting our school district in all the different endeavours. And I look forward to continuing working with the new City Council, and congratulate you both and wish you every success in your retirement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Cora? Thank you. I'm Cora Shipley, and I'm president of the Business Organization of Old Town, and I'm very proud to represent Old Town and different merchants in Old Town. And I want to tell both Jose and Bob, we appreciate you so much for all the years and all the support, all the help that you have given the store owners, the employees, everything that you have done for Old Town. And it is very true that most citizens of Clovis do not have any idea what you guys put in, how many hours you put in, the time away from your family, the time away from that it takes to run all of these working parts in Clovis. It's not just the merchants, it's not just the citizens that come to Old Town to do different things, but it is a huge endeavor what you do. And I, for one, want to thank you and all of the store owners, the employees of Old Town. They are thrilled with the city of Clovis, and it starts right there with all of you guys. And so I want to thank both of you for all your time and effort and hard work. And I just think that it's you deserve what little retirement you're going to have. Neither one of you are retiring, but you will slow down maybe and enjoy a little bit more. So thank you for everything that you do, and I really look forward to the new council, and I think we're just going to go and do bigger and better things. Thank you.
Thanks, Cora.
Any other public comment? Of course. That'd be great. You can speak if you promise never to show that picture of me in the tiara.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, I do worry. I'm just kidding.
Anywho, hello there. My name is Karis Thompson, and I am a representative from the Clovis Unified School of Clovis West. So I came here tonight because I wanted to learn more about how our government works. And so we were sent here, me and my two friends over there, we were sent here by our AP government teacher, Alexander Ivanov, to learn about how these things function and whatnot. And I wanted to say, as someone who's been going to a Clovis Unified School since second grade, like, it's a wonderful experience of what I'm getting there. I'm currently in one of the CTE programs for stagecraft, and I have to say it's one of the best, like, schools I've ever been to, because I've been both to Fresno Unified and Clovis Unified, and my dad just still decides to keep me and my little sisters coming to these schools because of the quality of teaching, because of the quality of getting these experiences, and especially, like, right now, like, getting to learn about not the people who are running the town that we call home. And I wanted to say thank you, both of you who are retiring tonight. Thank you so much for your service to this town, and it means a lot to me and a lot of the other students who attend these schools. And also, at the conclusion of this meeting, would you mind if we took a photo for my government teacher?
Sure.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thanks. You can tell Mr. Adnoff that if he wants a guest speaker on local government, we'd be happy to show up. Dr. O'Brien, that's called civic learning right there. You're welcome. Anyone else wishing to comment? Please, of course. It is your voice. But try not to hurt yourself on the way up.
Oh, no, okay, it's on, right? Oh, okay. On behalf of Karis, I kind of came here to learn how things are run. But after hearing you guys speak, it just feels more like a family, too, you know? You guys dedicate so much just to keep things running, and that's, like, genuinely really special. I'm in a CTE program, too, and that helps me follow my dreams because I want to be a teacher, and my sister's going to Fresno State to be a teacher. And I applied to Fresno State, and it's because of you guys and all your work. I get to do things like that. I get to do CTE with Miss Avery. I get to see what it's like to be a teacher, and I get to weigh my options a bit and just see if it's right for me. And I've decided it is, but in short, I just like to say thank you for everything you do. I think it's really special, and you guys seem to commit a lot. You know, you have to spend time away with from your families, and that that's a huge commitment. So I'd like to thank you for everything you do. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have you had the pleasure of meeting your superintendent?
I remember, we used to watch the videos that you send out during quarantine a lot. Like every month or two, she would send out, videos, just updating us on what's going on. And I wanted to thank you personally for allowing us or giving us the information and serving our school district with utmost respect.
There you go. You got kind of 2 for 1 here tonight, so to borrow Dr. O'Brien's phrase. Did you want to comment as well?
Yeah.
Be careful of whatever he hit is neon. Don't do it again.
Hello, my name is Maya Kay, also from Clovis West High School. And same here. I came here to learn to see how City Council works, to see what you do, and it has been a very enjoyable evening. I do really appreciate Clovis Unified School District. I've gotten so many wonderful opportunities. I do a lot in the arts. I do theater. I play cello. I do a lot of creative writing, and it's been a really great place to grow and learn. There's so many options as to what to do. I've always been someone very interested in a variety of subjects, so it's been great, and it's been a great place fostering creativity. Thank you for your service. This is a wonderful town that does wonderful things. You care about the people, and that truly shows what really matters. And I love the spirit and care that you have up here as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? All right, so we'll close the public portion, and as we come down the home stretch of this, I might ask staff if anybody on the staff wants to make any comments, and then we'll end with the council. Anybody from our staff want to comment?
Just real quickly, I would, in that I've had the honor and privilege to serve with Bob and Jose for at least the last 20 years, 23 years with Jose and 20 years with Bob Whalen, and it's really been a privilege for me to have served with you, and everything that we've accomplished is because of the vision that you guys have set and the selection of the employees that you have, and the accomplishments that we've done during these years is a direct reflection of the leadership in setting the policy for the direction of the city of Clovis. Thank you.
Thanks, John. All right, we will bring it on home here. So, Vaughn.
Okay.
Would you like to use your magnifying glass?
Yeah. I need to read the staff report on Bob.
It's page 237. And the word is spelled wrong. That's right. That's correct.
No, it reminds me of a story. There's a big old gigantic ship that all the mechanics could not fix, and the owner finally went to the oldest mechanic, and the oldest mechanic came and looked at the ship, took out his hammer and knocked a couple times, and he said, "Go start the ship," and it started. And the owner said, "Send me the bill." The bill was $30,000. He was like, "What?" He goes, "Itemize your bill." He goes, "Knock, $2,000. Nowhere to knock, $28,000. And I say that because I came sort of at your end of your careers on the council. The expertise that you can't buy, that you can't get anywhere else. And I think that, someone new on the council, to have veterans on the council who knows where to knock, how to set the policy, what to say, how to maneuver with staff and with public that may or may not be happy with the decisions that are made. I think that it's amazing, and I considered it an honor to be able to have served alongside of the both of you. You're as you were sharing with Nathan being your first love, you're my first counsel, so it's kind of like that. And so, the accolades that the veterans get make the rookies look good too. So we share in all that. And so I look at it not as, a burden, but as a challenge to go, how can you stand on the shoulders of those who came before and continue to make those who come after shine just as bright for this city as what you two have done? And so, both of you have been mayor while I have first started being here, and you have allowed, and I said it when you got off the mayorship, you led, but you allowed us to be who we are. And I think that's powerful in a way in which you didn't just say, you have to be like this on this dais. No, bring your experiences, and you allowed us to be who we are. And I appreciate that. I noticed that your love for Clovis was evident. And like Don and Tom said, you lived it. It was evident in how you interacted with everyone in the community, with our staff, and even with each other. You love to serve. You sacrifice so much in order to serve. And you serve so well that you serve like how servants should be, in that you listened. You listen so well that the residents leave going, that is leaders that will hear me, not that they will side with me, but they will hear me. And I think people leave our council chambers going, we'll be heard there. And I thank you for that example. I also see that you love this nation. I think it's very evident in your patriotism, in your salute to our flag, in how you serve. And I think, Joe, your family's example of just what America gave to all of us, if we would take advantage of what America, provides. I think it is such a powerful story that Clovis still provides people the opportunity to live and reach their American dream. And the last thing I want to say is, it was evident, and I think Nathan said it as well, that you love God, and you are men of God. Some are scared, but I am encouraged to know that before you come, you pray before the decisions that are made, and afterwards you also reflect and you ask God how you can and could be better in the next decision. And you never say it, but it's evident. You can see it in you can see godly people. And godly people I respect a lot, because we're in safe hands when the leaders allow God to work in the decisions that they make. And so thank you for that. I just wanted to say specifically to Jose, you were always the quietest, but this last 2 year, years as mayor, you know, you really, I've grown to respect you even more, what you stand for. And that's why, you know, when you called and said you retired, I was sort of, no, don't go yet. You know, this is the time in which we need Jose Flores even more, especially what's been going on. And so you're a solid servant of the people. Thank you for that. And for Bob, you know, we have a connection because, you know, we ask the most questions, but we and I say, what am I? We're gonna miss you when I'm the only one questioning. But hopefully, Matt and Diane will help me out on that. But you bring so much integrity and honor to the position because you're so professional and you're fair in how you express the reasons for your decisions. And people may not agree, but they leave going, at least I know where he stood and he was fair. And so thank you for those examples. I miss you both. I know that I am a better servant having watched you when I was still on the Planning Commission as a citizen and then having served alongside of you. So God bless you both in the next chapters of your life. And I know that we will definitely see each other again. So thank you.
Bob, Jose, and everybody. I served the citizens of Clovis for 22 years as a police officer, and I sat on that table on occasion. I've been an appointed and an elected official for almost 8 years, which takes me to almost 30 years. In that time, I've also served as the chief of police for 4 different cities, which meant I had daily or weekly contact with elected officials and other city officials in the various jurisdictions I was in. And they would always say to me, you don't understand because you're from Clovis. When I would see council members kind of at each other, you don't understand, you're from Clovis. I would have people say, how do you guys do your business so well? You stay out in the newspaper. We don't see any controversies because we're like an Irish family. We argue privately, but we support each other publicly. And we all have, as a group, we all have big jobs during the daytime. This is not, you know, we don't come in here because this is the high point of our lives so that we can bully people around, and which you see sometimes in smaller cities. You have people who take their elected position as basically a baseball bat to hit people with sometimes. We don't do that because we have real jobs with real responsibilities. And both Bob and Jose have shown me how to be when I sit up here. You're going to ask questions. You're going to be responsive to citizens when they either are at the podium or call you or email you, and having people that you can look to emulate is important. You're both going. You both have jobs to go to after this, and important jobs. And so, please look back in on us. You're both citizens of the city. If you think that we expect to hear from you if you don't think we're doing things right, but just like every other citizen should. It's an important job on the council, and you guys have done your job in a very honorable manner. And I want to thank you for your service. Thank you.
Well, I can't really add too much to this. Everything that everyone said, I can't see you both at the same time, is right and true and good. You are good and honorable servants, and don't look at me, I'm going to cry. You look over there. what I think about is when I first met you, Milena was 2. And when I first met you, my little Jackie May was 2. So for me, all that has been said about how you've led and all of that, I come back to the personal relationship that is all that really matters. We get out of this stuff. We are never the elected official. People that think that's who they are we've never thought that. We don't wear that on our sleeve, but it's the personal relationships. I went to Nathan and Julie's wedding. I mean, that goes back a ways. Sorry, kind of a ways. I mean, Jackie was 2, Milena was 2, Drew made the first call to me to ask me to run for city council in maybe 2000. We met when you were on the planning commission. So I guess at the end of the day, I want to just tell you both that I am going to miss you a lot. I'm going to miss your institutional memory. I'm going to miss your perspective. So that I'm struggling a little bit with that. I feel like you might be related, we might be related, and I feel like you might be some brother that I'd never had. But I feel grateful for our personal relationship, and this job is just a space that we sat. So I tried to figure out for probably 1,000 Monday nights we've sat up here, give or take, over the years. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of time that you spend with folks. But I just want to say, personally, I am grateful for our long friendship and tenure, long friendship. You've helped me through difficult times, personal challenges I've had, and that's all been really, really helpful. So on top of all the other accolades, I'll just add my heartfelt love and thanks to you both, and I will miss you. And our meetings might be a little shorter without you here. Just kidding. But I will miss you both very much. But I love you. Okay, that's it. Yeah. So, all right. I think that concludes our celebration. Yeah? So with that, we will adjourn our meeting. You guys got all the celebration and Santa. It doesn't get any better. I mean, really, that's like perfect. So to those who are here, thank you, Emer and Betsy and your daughter. Thanks for being here. Dawn, Tom, Swatnick, Nathan, Julie, all of you that are here celebrating. For the Youth Voice, that's awesome. That's awesome that you were here, staff. So it is a special place, and these two helped us get there, and our challenge, I should say burden, it scares me, but is to keep it going. So we have big shoes to fill, but we'll do our best. So with that, thank you all, and good night. Next week is our reorganization meeting, where Joe and Bob will come, call the meeting to order, and certify the election, and then they will step aside. We will swear in the new council members. So that's next Monday night. So thank you all for being here to help celebrate Joe and Bob.